Hello you guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Charity, and if it's your first time here, welcome. You watching Booked on Charity. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my book series that I would like to complete in 2023. Most of these books are comprised of sci-fi and fantasy books, but I do have one African literature trilogy that I would like to finish as well. And before we get into this video, remember to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it, and remember to subscribe to my channel down below if you haven't done so already. Remember to hit that bell for notification for every single time that I upload a video. So let's get into it. The first series that I want to talk about is a series that I actually do not own physical copies of yet, but I'm planning on buying them next year, especially when the new covers come out. I've seen the new covers. I would personally prefer to collect the hardcovers, but as we all know, hardcover books are very expensive. I might have to just rely on the paperbacks, even though I really love the hardcovers more than I do the paperbacks, and that is the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J Maas. Sarah J Maas is well known for this series as well as ACOTAR, and I have read the whole of ACOTAR, and I have read Crescent City as well, but I just wanted to go back a little bit because I enjoy the author so much. So the Throne of Glass series has 7 books. I'm just gonna tell you guys the main books and not the novellas, because there's like already 5 novellas before you even get to book 1. But book 1 is called Throne of Glass, and then you've got Crown of Midnight, you've got Heir of Fire, you've got Queen of Shadows, we've got Empire of Storms, we've got Tower of Dawn, and we've got Kingdom of Ash. So I really want to get into the series. Heard really great things about it, so yeah, let's see how it goes. Next, I'm going to get into the African trilogy that is the only one in this pile, and that is the Theory of Flight series by Piwe Gloria Ndlovu. And the first book is Theory of Flight, and then we've got The History of Man, and then a recent release, The Quality of Mercy. So I'm really looking forward to reading these 3 books. Hopefully this could be a buddy read with a few of my friends, because I do know a couple of them that also own the whole series. So yeah, looking forward to this one. Okay, getting into some sci-fi, I've got The 3-Body Problem, and this is by Xijin Liu, and it is translated by Ken Liu. This is one of the series that I actually have all the books. So this is a trilogy. The first book is The 3-Body Problem, and then we've got The Dark Forest, and then we've got Death's End. I also have an additional book which is a novella, and this is Hold Up the Sky. So I think I tried reading 3-Body Problem probably last year, but I think number 1, I was not in the mood for it. Number 2, I was concentrating way too much on the technical part of it, and I couldn't find myself moving along with the story. And I want to try again next year and give the series a chance, because I've heard that it's actually really good. The next series that I'm going to talk about is the Red Rising series by Pierce Brown. So this originally started as a trilogy, and they've since added additional books to the series, and now we're just gonna call it a series. So the first book is Red Rising, and then we've got The Golden Sun, and then book 3 is The Morning Star. That's where it was supposed to end. However, the author added book 4, 5, and 6. So book 4 is Iron Gold, and then book 5 is Dark Age, and then the final book is Lightbringer. So wait, let me not say final book. The last book that's available is The Lightbringer, which is book 6, and honestly don't know if the author is going to continue with the series or if this is actually the final one. Like I said, it was only supposed to be a trilogy. Okay, now getting into the sci-fi slash mostly fantasy books. The first one I have is The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. I read book 1, which is this one, and I absolutely loved it. It was definitely slow burn, but I really loved the plot in the book. I loved the character development. I loved the plot twist. I enjoyed the magic system. Like, it was a bit more complex, and therefore it took a lot of time to get into and figure out. And but once you get into it, the story is really good. So this fifth season is part of the Broken Earth trilogy, and the first book is the fifth season. Then we have the Obelix Gate, and then book 3 is the Stone Sky. I actually need to get those as early as possible before I start to forget what was happening in here. Otherwise I might have to find myself rereading the book. But I really loved it. The thing that tripped me up a little bit was that it was written in 2 different styles. It was told in third person, and then there was a main one of the main characters where it was told in second person, and I don't think I've ever read a book that was told in second person, so it would trip me up a little bit when I switch between chapters, and the chapters are like really long, so that hurt it a little bit. But it's absolutely enjoyable, and I can't wait to complete the series. The next sci-fi slash fantasy I have is another trilogy, and this is the Locked Tomb trilogy, and the first book is this shiny copy of Gideon the Ninth, and then book 2 is Harrow the Ninth, and then the final book that was released, I believe, a month or 2 ago is Nona the Ninth. So I only own the first copy for now. I need to get book 2 and book 3, but these books are a little bit hard to come by, especially locally, because I had to buy this internationally and have it shipped to me. So yeah, I need to now do that for book 2 and book 3. I think, have I seen them on Takealot? I think they're kind of very, like, they're really expensive on Takealot. Ordering on like what, 400-500 rand, and it takes like what, 11 days to get to you or something. But yeah, I have a bookmark in here because I kind of sampled it the other day to figure out if I want to like read it now, but I had other things that I wanted to read, so I'm gonna go back to this. This is one of the books that I actually want to read before the end of 2022, and hopefully I would have book 2 and 3 in order to complete the series. Now getting just to my fantasy series, I do have a lot of these. Some of these books you'll see I only have 1 copy, and I'm trying to be able to, number 1, finish collecting the books that I started. Otherwise I like start and stop. I want to finish collecting the books so that I can be able to complete reading the series, because I do have a couple of, not even a couple, I do have a lot of series that are incomplete in my collection, and I'm trying to like work on that, hence the point of this video. Okay, starting off with a series which I actually only have 1 book missing. It's The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. I don't know if you can see this. It's The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon, and I've read book 1. I absolutely enjoyed it, but I didn't have book 2, so I didn't continue with the series. Book 2 is The Mime Order, which I don't have yet, and then book 3, which I do own, is called The Song Rising, and then the 4th book that came out is The Mask Falling. Unfortunately, this one is not the same sizes as the rest of the series, so if I really do enjoy it and want to keep it, I would definitely replace this trade paperback for a just normal paperback book. And talking about Samantha Shannon, there is another series that I'm interested in. Initially this was also a standalone, but she recently released a 2nd book in the series, so I need to just do a little bit more research is if they are part of a series or if it's two standalones that form part of the same world. Yeah, so Goodreads counts it as a series, and the series is called The Roots of Chaos, and the first book obviously is The Priory of the Orange Tree, which is a chunker. It is so big. I think it's about 850 pages long. It's really it's really big, and I've been looking for a trade paperback copy because I don't want that paperback copy, sorry. It's so thick and the text is so small. I feel like it will give me problems trying to read from it, so I've kind of like held off from buying it. But in real honesty, I would really like the hardback because it's so pretty. But another book in the series that was recently released is called A Day of Fallen Night, and according to Goodreads, it's counting this as book 0. So it means that whatever happens in this book is happening before the events of the Priory of the Orange Tree. I don't know, you guys. I have to do a bit more research, but I definitely do want to read The Priory of the Orange Tree, and as well as The Day of the Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon. The next series I am interested in is The Ember in the Ashes Quartet, and at this point I only have book 4. It was on sale, and I was like, why not? I've always wanted to pick up this series because I heard really great things about it, and about Sabbath here. And yeah, so I picked up book 4, but I still need to get book 1, which is An Ember in the Ashes, book 2, which is A Torch Against the Night, book 3, which is A Reaper at the Gates. So yeah, that's the Ember in the Ashes Quartet. The next series I have is one of the very few series that I actually have complete copies of, and that is the Mistborn Trilogy, and this is by Brandon Sanderson. Book 1 is called The Final Empire, and then we've got book 2, which is The Whale of Ascension, and book 3, which is The Hero of Ages. In all honesty, I would like to finish reading these books before 2023, but there is a chance that I might not be able to get to all of them, so yeah, I'm listing them here. The next series I have read book 1, and I kind of like gave it away, so I do have the rest of the series, and that is the Shadow and Bone series by Leigh Bardugo. The first one is the Shadow and Bone, second one is Siege and Storm, and then we've got Ruin and Rising. They do have quite nice covers, and Shadow and Bone was really nice. Now I wish that I hadn't given it away. But yeah, this is the next series. The next one is also by Leigh Bardugo, and this one is a duology, and it is the Six of Crows duology. The first book is this one, it's the Six of Crows, and then I need to get myself the book 2, which is the Crooked Kingdom, and I've heard really amazing things about it. And in all honesty, my reason for completing the Shadow and Bone series is so that I can get to Six of Crows, because I've heard that this one is so much better. Staying with Leigh Bardugo, I have a duology. I believe that this was also supposed to be a standalone, however there's a new book coming out in 2023. Book 1 is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo, and this series is called the Alex Stern series, and book 2 is releasing in January, 10th of January in 2023, and it is called Hell Bent. I like that the covers kind of like look similar, even though they're not the same color. This second book is a bit gray. I'll put up the picture here. Well, I'll put up the picture of all the books that I do not own yet from a specific series. The next series I have is also a trilogy, and this is by V.E. Schwab, and this is the Darker Shade of Magic series. Book 1 is A Darker Shade of Magic, and then book 2 is A Gathering of Shadows, and then book 3 is called A Conjuring of Light. So I'm only missing book 3 in this series, and hopefully I'll be picking it up really soon. I did try to pick up Well, I didn't try to pick it up, I just had it on my TBR, just never got to it. So yeah, let's hope that I can get to it in 2023. The next series I have to show you is the Last Hour series, and this is by Cassandra Clare. I currently have 1 and 2, and book 3 is coming out in 2023. Therefore, I need to start reading this one so that I can complete the series when the new book comes out, and hopefully I have it in hardcover as well. So I've got book 1, which is Chain of Gold, with these gorgeous covers, and then I've got book 2, which is Chain of Iron, and then book 3 is called Chain of Thorns. So I'm not sure how many books are going to be in the series. I don't know if it's going to be a trilogy, I don't know if it's going to be a quartet, I don't know if it's going to be 6, 7, 8, 9 books in the series, but I am looking forward to reading them. The next series that I want to show you guys is by George R.R. Martin, and this one is very well known. The actual series is called A Song of Ice and Fire, and there are 7 books in the series. I currently have 2, and I am collecting them specifically in these new black covers because I think these are so nice. So let me read for you the order of the series. So book 1 is called A Game of Thrones, which I do not own. I do not own a Game of Thrones yet. I still have to get that one. Book 2 is A Clash of Kings. I do not have that. Then we've got book 3 part 1, A Storm of Swords, Steel and Snow, and book 3 part 2, A Storm of Swords, Blood and Gold. I don't have that either. And then I've got book 4, A Feast of Crows, and then I've got book 5 part 1, which is this copy right here, A Dance with Dragons, and book 1 part 1 is called Dreams and Dust, and then part 2 is called After the Feast. So I still have a lot of books to buy in the series because I only have these 2, therefore I need to buy the other 5 books, which would cost me quite a lot of money, but I'm trying to find sales so that I can like complete the series. And then just a bonus book to the series is the series tied into House of the Dragon, and this is called Fire and Blood, and I'm planning on actually reading this one first so that I can get kind of like the history of the Targaryens, so that when I meet them and here I will have a little bit more background to the story. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And it even has like little illustrations in here. I didn't actually realize it actually has a lot of illustrations. All these dark pages that are on here, it's all illustrations. And oh my gosh, is this the oh my god, this here is the last episode of the series, and look how much happened afterwards. This is the last episode. It is, right? If you know, you know. If you know, you know. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading these books. The final series that I'm interested in is the Celestial Kingdom duology, and this is by Su Lin Tan. The first book is Daughter of the Moon Goddess, which came out January this year, and since then Su Lin Tan has released book 2 early this month. Actually, a few days ago. It was released on the 15th of November. Today is the 17th of November, and book 2 is called Heart of the Sun Warrior. This apparently is a duology, so it will be like one of the quickest series on here for me to actually complete. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. Okay, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know in the comments down below if you have any series that you are looking forward to reading in 2023, or a series that maybe you've started and would like to complete in 2023. If you think there are series that I should know about, that I should read, please drop them in the comments down below. Thank you again for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did so, remember to give it a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to my channel down below, and hit that bell for notification, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.